talk about 10x giving. 10x giving is the goal, the ambition of generating 1,000% more sustainable well-being per unit of energy, time, money, natural resources, than the status quo. It's the ideal of having the most positive impact for little or no effort. So this is an art, right? It's an ongoing art. There's always ways to have more impact. And there are different areas to have impact, locally, globally, ecologically, socially, etc. And so the idea is a 3-person team. Now, why 3 people? Well, 3 people, it can be 2, but 3 people have a synergistic effect that is more difficult with 2 people, right? You can have a mediating energy, you can be complementary. It's a pretty big project, and to have flow and not wear people down, I think it divides nicely into 3 roles. So the roles are these: a nonprofit sponsor with the understanding that 100% of the sponsorship money goes into 10x giving. Why? Well, people might complain that money was being spent that they had donated to fund YouTubers, for example. And so if 100% of the money coming from the nonprofit is going directly to benefiting people in the most potent ways imaginable, it's actually a bonus. Then the 3 people are doing the nonprofit's job more likely, efficiently, more efficiently than the nonprofit would do it themselves, because the larger the organization, the less granular one can efficiently be, right? If you've got $1 billion to give out, or $1 million, getting a huge percentage return on a $100 gift or a $100 food donation to a family in need or something of that nature, it takes so much time, right? So the team, the 10x giving team, would actually be giving the nonprofit a higher yield. And so there would be an assortment of nonprofits in the 10x giving team, that they could tap so that they didn't get too off mission. Maybe a health nonprofit could fund health benefits, for example. A rainforest nonprofit could help an episode in that area. So you'd have the sponsor, you'd have the team, the 3 people, and one person in the team would do research and debate. One person on the team would do all the interviews, be filmed, and interact and do a lot of the giving. And one team member would be the editor and or camera person. So those would be the general roles. And then the public, through Patreon and the like, could fund the expenses of the lifestyle, right? And the key output, right, would be, is there a way at the end of each episode, so here would be the setup, right? We have a debate on camera about how to have the most impact with the least amount of energy. So that debate is on camera because that's educational. Next, we have a decision and the basis for the decision. Thirdly, we have the story leading up to it. Then we have the giving. And then we have the analysis of its impact. Did it work? Did it not? And periodic follow-ups, right? Maybe once every 3 months we would do a retrospective where we'd say this worked well, this didn't, and here's why. Here's what we've learned about it, and here's what we're going to do differently. So this is educating. It's inviting people into the narrative. Now, as the channel grows, first of all, it will have offshoots. There will be copycats. That's wonderful. Secondly, members of the audience will submit 10x giving opportunities. It will be easier to find 10x giving opportunities. Thirdly, some of the opportunities that we don't have time to film can be posted. This is a good opportunity for this audience who wants to do 10x giving to make a donation. And they can film it, right, for an episode and a follow-up. So, so there can be an opportunity there. But basically, what is the fallout of this existing? Why is it an idea worth action? Well, 3 people get to live a deeply meaningful and purposeful life that might otherwise not live a deeply meaningful and purposeful life. Meaning the vast majority of the roles organized by our cult, by our culture, does not produce the sentiment of deep meaning and purpose. Right? Statistically speaking, if you're an American, if you're someone in the West, how much meaning does your life have? How much purpose? It's low, statistically. So we're taking a high probability of low meaning, and we're creating certainty of high meaning and purpose. We're creating a role that doesn't currently exist, which is creating cultural diversity. That's always a good thing. It creates more resiliency, more creativity, more life within the culture. We're spending donors' money to nonprofits more efficiently than they would otherwise be spending that money. Those nonprofits, through sponsoring, are getting attention and recognition that they otherwise wouldn't get. There are people in the audience that are going to copy the protocol, which then doubles it, right? There are people in the audience that are going to nominate possible 10x giving opportunities, which other people in the audience, if the group is not able to get to all of them, can directly fund and report on. And the audience can be invited to do 10x giving adventures and send them in, which by giving attention to that expression of self will amplify that by hundreds of % within the audience over not having that opportunity to be seen in that role. So it is an incredible opportunity, and it is a higher quality of life to travel the world, to travel an area, plus, of course, the people that actually need energy to transform their lives. The world will be a better place. They will get attention and energy they otherwise wouldn't get. And the art form of 10x giving, of intelligent giving, putting the least amount of energy into the highest amount of result. The art form itself iterates and evolves through this expression, through this focus. So it is definitely an idea worth acting on. I'm excited about it. I hope you act on it. There's enough space for a lot of people to step inside this role. And thank you for watching.